going to do a short little Let's Start Math Q&A where we're going to answer one important question where most person, if it's not a student, then a parent may be asking, why is it that I am failing math? Or why is it that my child is failing math? One of the reasons is lack of conceptual understanding. What do I mean by that? Well, in Jamaica and in most countries, we use the spiral curriculum. What do I mean? Meaning that we always tend to go in a spiral movement. So you learn something and you're constantly building on it. And then most times you're going back to what was taught before. Now, say for instance, a child learn a particular concept in primary prep school or in middle school, for instance, and when you go to the high school level, you're just building on what is there already. Now, think about it. If what was taught in the lower level, primary, middle, or prep school level was not understood, then how is it that you're going to build on something that is not there, right? So lack of conceptual understanding is one of the reasons why students fail math. Other reason why persons tend not to do well at math is because of their attitude. Think about it. If you tell yourself that, this is math and I'm not going to do well, and, I've never done well in math before, so what difference will this make? Remember, it might be a new teacher, a new school, a new experience, so give it a chance. Think about it. Your words are powerful. So if you tell yourself that, oh, I'm not going to do well, what do you expect? And it depends also on your attitude in a case where you're not going to have the drive. You're not going to want to do what needs to be done. Do your homework, prepare for the test, or even for the exam. So your attitude will actually determine whether or not you pass or fail math. The other reason is lack of practice. And yes, you cannot practice enough when it comes on to math. You have to practice. For most persons, and I recently heard from a student, they understand in class and it's all nice and fun. And then by the time they go home or the other day, they probably take up their books and realize that I'm lost. What was Miss doing, right? So you have to practice a lot. And what I normally tell people is that math is ungrateful. You learn it today, tomorrow it gone, right? So you have to be constantly in dialogue. Love up the maths, kiss up the math. Keep in contact. Just like, think about it. You have your best friend. You tell your friend everything. You call your friend and say, girl, I have something to tell you. Brother, you're not going to believe what happened to me. Yeah, that's how math is. You have to constantly searching for the math, talking for the math. Check up on it and say, oh, Matty, all right? Check up on the math. Practice. Spend some time with math, right? That is one of the ways that you can be successful. Do well at math or just improving your grade by just practicing. And listen, you cannot practice today and say, so I practiced last week and that was it. No, you have to be constantly practice. Remember, for some persons, they are wired in such a way where they learn it once and that's it. They don't have to practice. But for some of us, we have to work twice or even twice as hard, right? So you have to practice and practice and practice some more and wait. Don't wait until, the test is tomorrow, then you practice, and then you tell yourself, me practice? No. Exam is next month, start from now. Make a study timetable. Practice. The other reason why students don't do well at math is because it depends on the topic. You realize that for some students, when it come on to algebra, they may not do so well. When it come on to fraction as well. But when it come on to like consumer arithmetic, they say, oh yeah, man, I'm going to go shop. So, of course, they will do well depending on the topic. And since we're talking about topic, of course, we can touch at the fact that some math concepts are not relatable. What do I mean by relatable? When it's being taught, the connection between math and real life experience are not made. And if the connection is not made between math and real life, then most students, if not all, will not appreciate math. And if they don't appreciate it, listen, they're not going to do well. They're not going to feel like, this not make no sense to me. Why is it that 1 + 1 is 2? Why is it that I need to look up to see the angle of elevation and all of that? So if the connections are not made, then most students will not appreciate it. And if they don't appreciate it, they will not understand it and they will not do well. There will be no drive to do it. Right. So we have to understand that not every teacher will reach every child. Right? Because some child, they're more drawn to a certain teacher and they may just they just learn better from a particular teacher. right? They like the excitement, they like the game, they like playing, and you know, they like to do things while they're learning. Well, probably that teacher may not necessarily deliver his or her content like that, right? And not because the teacher is causing you to fail. What are you going to do? Yes, you should be doing something. All right, fine. Miss is not reaching me. Am I just going to sit and fold my arm and say, okay, you're the reason why I'm failing and you're to be blamed? No, you have to do something. What are you going to do? Extra lessons. Okay, fine. You don't have the money for extra lesson. Get one of your classmates. Okay, friend, you know, Miss teaches today and I didn't understand. Can you explain it to me, please? Whatever. Do something. Don't just sit and fold your arm and call it a day. It is you pointing finger. No. Do something. Remember, the teacher, you know, already have what them to have already. You need it. So you have to do what you need to do. Right? So if you need to go the extra mile, just do that. But don't just sit and say, okay, it's the teacher's fault. No. The teacher go college, university, get them papers, and them all right. It's now your turn. Get what you need to get. Do what you need to. All right, guys. So as I said before, these are just some of the reasons why students may fail. You can just leave a comment just to tell me why is it that you're failing, or why is it that somebody you know is actually failing, what you like about this video. If you can relate to this video, share it with somebody, subscribe, and of course leave a like. Let me know what other things that you'd like me to talk about, what topics you'd like me to look at, and yeah, we'll do that.